Have you ever felt like your life was falling apart even though you were doing everything right? You prayed, you worked hard, you stayed faithful, but somehow things just didn't go the way you expected. Maybe you lost an opportunity you thought was yours. Maybe people you trusted betrayed you. Or maybe, like Joseph, you're in a season where it feels like God is silent. If that's you, this story is for you, because the story of Joseph reminds us that sometimes, when life doesn't make sense, God is still working behind the scenes. Joseph's story began with a dream. As a young man, God gave him visions of greatness, dreams where he was standing tall and even his brothers bowed before him. But instead of being excited for him, his brothers were jealous, and that jealousy turned into betrayal. One day they grabbed him, tore off his colorful robe, the symbol of his father's love, and threw him into a pit. Then they sold him as a slave to strangers heading to Egypt. Think about that for a second. Joseph went from being the favorite son to being a slave in a foreign land, from being celebrated to being forgotten. Yet through all of that, the Bible says, the Lord was with Joseph. Even when it didn't look like it, God was still right there, walking with him through the pain. In Egypt, Joseph started working in the house of a man named Potiphar, and because of his integrity and hard work, he rose to the top. Everything was finally looking up again until another storm hit Potiphar's wife, falsely accused him of something he didn't do. And just like that, Joseph was thrown into prison. Now, pause here. If anyone had the right to be angry at God, it was Joseph. He did everything right, yet everything went wrong. He was faithful, but still forgotten. He was innocent, but still imprisoned. But here's what makes Joseph's story so powerful. He didn't give up on God, and he didn't let bitterness take over his heart. Even in prison, Joseph kept doing what was right. He served others. He interpreted dreams. He stayed faithful even when it didn't make sense. One day, two men, Pharaoh's cupbearer and baker, were thrown into the same prison. Joseph helped them interpret their dreams, and one of them, the cupbearer, was restored to his position. Joseph asked him, "Please remember me when you stand before Pharaoh." But the cupbearer forgot him. For 2 whole years, imagine that. You've been wronged, you've been faithful, and the one person who could help you forgets you. It must have felt like God had forgotten too, but he hadn't. God was waiting for the right time. Then one night, Pharaoh, the ruler of Egypt, had a dream no one could explain. And suddenly, that same cupbearer remembered Joseph. Just like that, Joseph was brought out of prison and stood before Pharaoh. He interpreted the dream, offered a wise plan, and in one single day, Joseph went from prisoner to prime minister. Sometimes, we want God to move quickly. We want answers now. We want doors to open today. But Joseph's story shows us something powerful, that delay is not denial. God's silence doesn't mean his absence. And even in the darkest seasons, he is still preparing something far greater than you can imagine. When Joseph was in that prison cell, God was not ignoring him. He was shaping him. He was building the character, humility, and strength Joseph would need to handle the blessing that was coming. Because here's the truth. Sometimes the blessing you're praying for is too heavy for who you are right now. So God uses pain, waiting, and pressure, not to punish you, but to prepare you. Years later, when famine struck the land, Joseph's brothers came to Egypt looking for food, not realizing the man in charge was their brother. And instead of taking revenge, Joseph forgave them. He said something that still gives me chills every time I read it. "You meant it for evil, but God meant it for good." That's it. That's the heart of the story. Everything Joseph went through, the betrayal, the false accusations, the waiting, it all had a purpose. God used it to position him to save countless lives, including the very people who betrayed him. Maybe you're in your own prison right now. Not a physical one, but an emotional or spiritual one. Maybe it feels like your prayers are bouncing off the ceiling. You're trying to stay strong, but you're tired. Listen, God hasn't forgotten you. You might not understand why this season is so hard, but one day, like Joseph, you'll look back and realize every tear, every delay, every disappointment was leading you somewhere beautiful. So don't give up. Keep trusting. Keep believing. Because even when it looks like nothing is happening, God is still writing your story. And when the time is right, He'll bring you out of your prison and place you in the palace. He's been preparing all along. If this story encouraged you today, hold on to this truth. God is never late. He's always right on time. Thank you so much for watching this particular episode. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and also, if you are new here, don't forget to hit on the subscribe button and turn on the notification to get notified once new videos are available on this channel. Thank you once again, and see you in the next one.